Part three, and we're gonna get through this. I promise. Okay, we're gonna get through this. The wall's going up. But back to the story. My trip usually takes between 16 and 20 hours to complete, going and coming, right? So this time I'm coming back from my trip, and you have to have a plan when you're on the road, especially internationally. And you kind of need people to help you out. So coming back, you have your ride at the at the destination, the airport that's waiting for you to pick you up at a certain amount of time when the plane is supposed to land. You have your house sitter expecting you back because they have a life to go to and they just can't sit your house forever. You have so many things that are in the way of your arrival and your on time arrival. So I get on the first plane. No, before I get on the plane, I take the 6 hour drive from the jungle to back to society. And then from there, grab an empanada or something, wait for my plane, and get on the puddle jumper plane, which is, scariest thing you ever want to do. I think I died 4 times coming back on that plane. Yeah. I mean, the turbulence, the weather, going in and out of clouds, looking at birds. Ay, ay, ay. And then you get off that plane and you're back into civilization, and you get on your next plane, and so far the trip is just on time. I mean, it's like clockwork. I'm feeling real good about it. So we get on this new plane now to get back to the US, and everyone's on the plane now, and everyone's buckled in. The announcements have been made, and we're just waiting to push back. Well, the pushback hadn't come. The plane has been still 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, until now, burp, burp, you hear the announcement. Hello, folks. This is your captain. I just want to let you know there's some technical errors going on. We lost communication with New York. And New York is where we have to send the information of how much our plane weighs and how many passengers we have and how many souls on board. This is our communication that's down now. So please be patient with us. It should be up momentarily. Okay. So now, no real panic, but just lightweight concern. Been sitting on this tarmac now for about 30 minutes. I only have a 2 hour layover from my next plane to get back to my home. So, okay, another 15 minutes goes by. So now we're 45 minutes on the ground when we should have been in the air. Pilot comes back on and says, okay, folks, we're all ready to push off now, and we should be in our destination at such and such time, and we're going to fly at a higher altitude so that we can go faster and try to make up time. All that good stuff you want to hear. So now we start pushing back. Everybody's relieved, but still in the back of my mind, I'm saying, I got another connection, and I don't have the time that I thought I was going to have. This could be an issue. Nonetheless, let thy will be done. So we push back, we're in the air, we get to our next destination, we're late, so it's kind of a scramble now. I'm not the only one making a connection. Half the plane is making a connection, and everybody's on lightweight panic mode now. So to give this story context, my next plane requires me to go through customs, international customs. And it is not just a quick process. So we get off this plane, we walk through all the corridors and stuff, and you get to customs. And once you get to customs, you notice that you're looking at 2 football fields of people waiting in customs to be customed. Okay? I'm talking about seas and oceans of people. I'm looking at the time and I'm saying there's no way I'm getting through this to get to my connection. There's just no way. The math will not math no how much I do it. So now good and evil, decisions. What I'm noticing and what I'm seeing are people that have connections like myself, and they're breaking in the line. They're sneaking in the line, they're moving up in the line. They're doing things out of desperation. Not knocking them, but I'm noticing all of this. Then I'm noticing some people finding agents, TSA agents, to pull aside and say, hey, I have a connection. Please, I won't make it. Can you help me? And I've noticed a couple of families that were able to go through another line via the agent to get to customs quicker. So now I look at everything and it's time for me to make a move. What do? I go to an agent, a brother. I say, hey man, looks like I'm not going to make this connection. I know I just don't have enough time. So he says to me, well, what time's your connection? What time's your flight? I said, 7:45 boarding. He said, what time's your flight? I said, 8 o'clock. At the time, I had 45 minutes to get to 8 o'clock. It's 7:15. Nowhere near getting closer to customs. And the brother tells me, oh, don't worry about it. You got more than enough time. This thing is going to go in about 20 minutes. So there was that moment of, really, that I gave him? Because there's no way this thing is going in 20 minutes. But what did I do? Took it with stride, got ready to take my L, and just stayed in line. There was no convincing this guy that I was worthy to go through the special line to get to customs. His energy just was not giving that. His energy was almost giving me pride that he was able to stop me and keep me in my place. Okay, been there before, know what that looks like. I get back in my place, starting to think. So now I'm preparing in my mind, okay, it's just time to take my L, get a hotel room, spend the night in this beautiful town, and make the best of it and start all over again tomorrow. That's where my mindset is being led to, and I'm cool with it. I have no choice. So as I'm standing there, still stuck, still deciding, Homeland Security officers now start coming through the line, bunch of them. And you know, they come out with the real intimidating badges, the jackets. Some of them had canines, and they're coming through the lines just doing their routine checks and stuff. So I noticed one agent, lady, I say to her, excuse me, ma'am, can I ask you a question? She says, sure. I said, is there any way possible you can help me with catching my connection? Because it doesn't make sense for me to stay here because I'm not going to make it. She says, oh gosh, I really wish there was something I could do. I really do. She said, maybe if you download this app. I believe the app was called the MDC app or the MPC app. Don't hold me to the fire, but it was some initials and it had to do with expediting my trip through the line to get my passport stamped. So she says, I'm so sorry, but if you download that app, it could help you out. So I'm standing in the line, I pull up the app, I do the click, it asks for my email, I put my email in, it asks for my email password. And you know, when you're going through these crunch times, you don't remember everything. So I forgot this particular email's password, and I'm looking back into my phone where I put stuff. It's just not working for me. So that's even more confirmation, man. Just go take your L, find your hotel room, and do it all over again tomorrow. I was cool with that. At this point, I was laughing at the whole ordeal. So as I get my bag together and start to roll it off the line, I get this tap on my shoulder. It's the Homeland Security agent. She says to me in a way that really she says to me in a way that really took me by surprise, but I went along with it. She says, sir, do you have any weapons in your bag? I said, no. Do you have any drugs in your bag? I said, no. Do you have any bomb material in your bag? I said, no. She says, come with me, please. And at that moment, things started to shift. All type of things wanted to start coming in my mind. Wow, is this how it looks? Is this what they do to us? Is this when innocent is guilty? You know, and I'm trying to fight off these thoughts because I know those thoughts aren't from a good place. Those thoughts are evil. They're from a place of fear. So I brush off the thoughts and I just go with her. Surrender. She takes me into this real dark room in the airport. And I notice there's about 7 or 8 of her co-workers, Homeland Security agents. All dudes, all huge, all mean. She brings me back and they give me this look like, got one. And before they could say anything, she puts her hand up and says, nope, he's with me. He's with me. So it's kind of like, back off, guys. I got this. She takes my bag. She says, listen, I got to take your bag and I got to put it through the x-ray machine. She says, if I find nothing that's illegal, I'm going to let you catch your connection. She says, if I find something, then we have to deal with it. So she asked me again, do you have drugs? Do you have weapons? Do you have bomb material? I said no. Puts my bag through the x-ray, comes back and says, there's something in your bag. Is it a speaker? I said, yeah, there's a speaker in there. She goes, it tells me to open the bag. She finds the speaker. She says, fine. She says, you want to know why I stopped you and why I allowed you to catch your connection? I said, I'd love to know. She says, because I do this job all day, every day, and you're the only person that approached me respectfully. You're the only person that was nice. And you're the only person that when I said no, did not attack me and call me names. I said, wow, you're walking around here with the shirt, with the jacket and the badge on, and people still say that? She says, they don't care a damn about my badge or my jacket. She said, so me running into you showed me that I needed to do something good. That's why I came and got you. I was wild, man. And just to really bring this story home, she takes my passport. She notices that we're the same month, birth month. She notices we're from the same state. So now there's a camaraderie. Now there's more of an allegiance. And I get through customs. I get to my next gate. And I get to take the plane. And the person picking me up from the airport, well, I didn't have him waiting too long. The house sitter was happy because everything I said was on schedule. Now they're able to go back to their life. Let thy will be done. I had no control over it. I had to surrender and give it to the Most High. And look what I was given in return. Dear Lord, I'm so grateful that you allow me to walk in your light so I can continue to spread your word. It's a pleasure. And many mistakes. I made them all so you don't have to, but you can if you want to. If you like the content and it's helping you out in your soul a little bit, subscribe. A lot more to come. Thank you.